Nearly half, 45%, of all pregnancies among U.S. women in 2011 were unintended, and about 4 in 10 of these were terminated by abortion. 19% of pregnancies, excluding miscarriages, in 2014 ended in abortion. 1 Approximately 926,200 abortions were performed in 2014, down 12% from 1.06 million in 2011. In 2014, some 1.5% of women aged 15 to 44 had an abortion. 2 Just under half of these women, 45%, reported having a previous abortion. 3 The abortion rate in 2014 was 14.6 abortions per 1,000 women aged 15 to 44, down 14% from 16.9 per 1,000 in 2011. 2 This is the lowest rate ever observed in the United States. In 1973, the year abortion became legal, the rate was 16.3.4. At 2014 abortion rates, 1 in 20 women, 5%, will have an abortion by age 20, about 1 in 5, 19%, by age 30, and about 1 in 4, 24%, by age 45.5. WHO has abortions. More than half of all U.S. abortion patients in 2014 were in their 20s. Patients aged 20 to 24 obtained 34% of all abortions, and patients aged 25 to 29 obtained 27%. 12% of abortion patients in 2014 were adolescents. Those aged 18 to 19 accounted for 8% of all abortions, 15 to 17-year-olds for 3%, and those younger than 15 for 0.2%. 6 White patients accounted for 39% of abortion procedures in 2014, blacks for 28%, Hispanics for 25%, and patients of other races and ethnicities for 9%. 17% of abortion patients in 2014 identified as mainline Protestant, 13% as evangelical Protestant, and 24% as Catholic. 38% reported no religious affiliation, and the remaining 8% reported some other affiliation. 6 The vast majority, 94%, of abortion patients in 2014 identified as heterosexual or straight. 4% of patients said they were bisexual, while 0.3% identified as homosexual, gay or lesbian, and 1% identified as something else. 6 In 2014, some 46% of all abortion patients had never married and were not cohabiting. However, nearly half were living with a male partner in the month they became pregnant, including 14% who were married and 31% who were cohabiting. 59% of abortions in 2014 were obtained by patients who had had at least one birth. 6 Some 75% of abortion patients in 2014 were poor or low income. 26% of patients had incomes of 100 to 199% of the federal poverty level, and 49% had incomes of less than 100% of the federal poverty level. $15,730 for a family of 2. 6 The reasons patients gave for having an abortion underscored their understanding of the responsibilities of parenthood and family life. The 3 most common reasons, each cited by 3/4 of patients, were concern for a responsibility to other individuals, the inability to afford raising a child, and the belief that having a baby would interfere with work, school, or the ability to care for dependents. Half said they did not want to be a single parent or were having problems with their husband or partner. 51% of abortion patients in 2014 were using a contraceptive method in the month they became pregnant, most commonly condoms, 24%, or a hormonal method, 13%. 8 Providers and services. The number of U.S. abortion providing facilities declined 3% between 2011 and 2014, from 1,720 to 1,671. The number of clinics providing abortion services declined 6% over this period, from 839 to 788. 90% of all U.S. counties lacked a clinic in 2014, and 39% of women of reproductive age lived in those counties. 2 In 2014, some 46% of abortion clinics offered very early abortions, at 4 weeks gestation or earlier, before the first missed period, and 99% offered the procedure up to 8 weeks from the last menstrual period. 72% of clinics offered abortions up to 12 weeks, 25% up to 20 weeks, and 10% up to 24 weeks. 9 In 2014, the average amount paid for an abortion in a non-hospital setting at 10 weeks gestation and with local anesthesia was $508. The average paid for an early medication abortion, up to 9 weeks gestation, was $535.90. 84% of clinics reported at least one form of anti-abortion harassment in 2011. Picketing was reported by 80%, and phone calls by 47%. 53% of clinics were picketed 20 times or more in a year. 3% of clinics reported receiving at least one bomb threat in 2011.10 early medication abortion in September 2000. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved mifepristone to be marketed in the United States for non-surgical abortion. According to U.S. Food and Drug Administration guidelines, medication abortion is approved for abortions up to 10 weeks gestation. The protocol involves two drugs, mifepristone and misoprostol, one of which can be taken at home following a provider visit. Medication abortions accounted for 31% of all non-hospital abortions in 2014, and for 45% of abortions before 9 weeks gestation. 2 In 2014, some 87% of all non-hospital abortion providers, 900 facilities, provided one or more medication abortions. 2 In 26% of clinics provided only early medication abortion. 9 Medication abortions increased from 6% of all non-hospital abortions in 2001 to 31%